changing the game to see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, everyone, to it is last call only on ThaBoxingvoice.com. And now we're here once again. It's a sports swami. Now, join me on the line. This man here, well, he's still undefeated, 12-0 with 9 knockouts. Last time out in PBC on Bounce TV, he was very impressive in stopping Orlando Lara. This time around, he's going to be at the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas, November 28th, only on PBC on NBC. I give you once again the pride and joy all the way from Florida himself, Orlando, Florida. I give you it's the Hammer, Erickson Lubin. Erickson, let's start off here with take us to the last fight. Before we go to this fight, take us to Orlando Lara. Impressive fight.
Well, he's a tough night again. Has about close to 40 each fight. Could take the punch, could give a punch, and I did what I had to do to take him out in the 6th round.
I was impressed with that fight in terms of in this fight. It was you really put the offense together. You were attacking him. You showed a lot of power. You went in there. You bullied him around for all 6 rounds. Did you ever feel threatened by any of his power, or was this part of the plan where you felt you could just walk him down and beat him up from round 1 or 2?
Well, I definitely wasn't going to run from him because I didn't respect his power when I saw it, at least when he landed any punches, I didn't really feel it. So I just felt like I need to press him back, and I knew if I kept pushing him back and put my punches together, I knew he was going to get out of there. That's exactly what I did.
I'm looking at the 2nd round. Lara goes down. It's 8 count. He gets back up. And I noticed that one of the things you improved on, it seems, is you didn't just start throwing wild shots. You were being more measured. You're taking your time here. How tough is that for a guy like yourself who you look for the kill? You look for the knockout punch. You're a guy who goes in there to knock people out. How much has that been for you in terms of pacing yourself and not just overthrowing shots and trying to land, the money punch every time out there?
Well, I mean, it's just part of maturing as a pro. I got to go in there and, not look for the kill. I got to, break them down first. And, that's exactly what I did. I broke them down. And I knew in the 5th round, my corner was telling me, pick up the pace. And we trained for 10 rounds, 12 rounds. And if it did go 10 rounds, we would be ready for that. But and we broke them down and got them out of there.
What does that mean when they say pick up the pace? I mean, do they want more punches? Do they want more pressure? Is it footwork? And when they say pick up the pace, what are they looking for when they say that to you?
Basically, going into 5th gear and getting that extra wind. It's like, picking up your punches, picking up your attack, just going in there and, just picking everything up.
I'm looking at, as I said before, I'm looking at your tape and watching everything going on here with the Lara fight. How tough is it for you balancing all of this in terms of your overall skills? I've seen with a lot of offensive fighters, they'll sacrifice their defense for their offense. They'll take a shot to land that big one. They'll go in there and, try to hold their heads down or do something so that they can get, more speed on their punches or heavier punches. For you, how have you and your team been working on in terms of modifying your style so that your defense is solid and yet you still have the power to knock people out when you need to?
Well, that's just me being a boxer puncher, not just going in there and just being one-dimensional. And, most people, they get used to it and can catch on. But, we box when we have to box, and we punch when we always punch. Just, make sure you're being smart again.
Well, next up it's going to be November 28th. It's the PBC on NBC. It's, of course, Jamal Charlo defending his title against Wilkie Confort. You have, of course, Errol Spence in action. Now you have yourself. You're taking on Alexis Camacho. Break it down for us here. What does Alexis Camacho bring to the table? What's different about him than the last couple of guys you faced?
Don't really know much about him, but I hope he's going to come in there well prepared. as I am, and give the fans what they want, a fight. I'm gonna be well prepared. Always looking for the knockout, and if that doesn't come, always looking for the win. Just win, going in there and winning. That's the objective for November 28th.
One young fighter once told me that guys like Camacho are the most dangerous fighters for you coming up because they have nothing to lose. They've known that he knows he's been brought in there to be cannon fodder, but you're the star. He's the B side. He's the guy who's supposed to come in there, push you, and eventually you'll win. How do you keep motivated when you have a guy like that? I mean, you're only 20 years old, but already and you get a sense that people are saying you're one of the blue chip guys. You're one of the favorites, in terms of the PBC for their young stars. How do you keep focus of a task at hand and not just let your mind wander, overlook this guy? Just say, this guy, he's just not my league. He can't beat me.
Well, first of all, I don't overlook anyone, and he's gonna motivate me because I know he's gonna try to go in there and just like land some sloppy punches or who knows what he can bring to the table that night. I'm just gonna be ready for whatever he brings. If he go in there and try to box me for whoever knows, he can go in there and try to brawl with me. But whatever he do, I can adjust to it, and I will. Make sure I get that victory.
This fight's going to be, once again, it's November 28th, only on NBC, PBC on NBC. You and I talked about it. You were on Bounce TV. It was, near your hometown in Wintersale, Florida. It's a hop, skip, and jump away from Orlando. You fought a lot of the ESPN2 cards. This is a big step up for you, though, in terms of, notoriety. You're fighting on NBC. You're fighting on the big network. I know that for you, this is still the journey, but do you ever take a moment during this camp and just sit there and let it sink in that, hey, I'm going to be fighting on NBC. This is something that everybody can watch me at. This is, the same network as the NFL, hockey, Wimbledon. This is where big major sports happen, not just cable sports, major sports.
Yeah. I'm just real thankful for it. It's a milestone in my career. And I just have to thank my management, they're the one that puts these things together for me. Al Heyman, I'd like to thank him as well. And, it's my job to go in there and just put on the performance that night. I'm real excited. I'm motivated that I'm fighting on a big card like this in front of millions that's going to be watching and thousands in attendance. And, I'm just well prepared right now. The fight's only like about 20-something days away. I'm ready to go right now. Been in camp since about early October.
Now, this is going to be your sixth fight of the year, correct? Sorry, your fifth fight of the year, correct?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Is that what you want? Because it seems here this will be your fifth time fight in 2015. You fought literally, I'm looking here, 7 times in 2014. Do you prefer keeping busy? Do you prefer having 5 or 6 fights per year so that you can not only get some money but also start working on the kinks, working on tweaking and modifying your style for the pros? Or would you prefer sometimes more times spread out so you're not fighting Michael Finney in February, then turn around a month later and fighting Kenneth Counsel in March?
Yeah. I like to fight as much times as I could. Not a lot of people get the opportunity to fight as much as I do in just a year, and I'm thankful. I want to keep fighting this. When all goes well, this fight, I want to get right back in the ring and just keep going at it, until I'm at that title.
Now, what's the weight right now for you?
The weight?
Yeah, what are you walking around at right now? About 160, 170?
Right now I'm about 163.
All right, so
3 pounds I would consider.
Gotcha. All right, because I'm wondering here, because we're coming up towards Thanksgiving. It's only going to be a couple of days before your fight on November 28th. So how tough is that going to be? Everybody in the Lubin family is going to be having Thanksgiving dinner. There's going to be turkey. There's going to be pumpkin pie, mashed potatoes. There will be drinking, and you're sitting there going, Okay, I have 2 pieces of asparagus. I have a little, some squash. Okay, I'm set.
Spinach. Yeah, it's not really that hard because, I went through the amateur. The amateurs doing the same thing. Actually, my pro debut was around Thanksgiving time. So, I always have to lose weight. I really don't mind, I can enjoy myself after, once I fight and stuff like that. I'll be all right.
I know you say that, you say you don't mind, but there's gonna be that moment then, during Thanksgiving Day, you're sitting there, everybody else is eating, you're thinking, okay, you sons of bitches, you keep enjoying this food here, I will get pissed. I will start throwing up a jab. I don't care if it's family night. Damn it, you enjoy that turkey too much. There will be, punches will be thrown.
I won't be at the table then. I'll just eat to the sides.
I'm looking here, and what's that like for you nowadays when you hear people, reporters, fans, boxing heads who are saying, Erickson Lubin, next breakout star, this guy has has world championship, potential. How do you not just get a big head when you hear this stuff? Because for most people who are 20 years old now, and people are telling them, hey, you're gonna be the next world champion, they start thinking about, okay, I'm gonna, think about your next car, who's going to be in the entourage, will Beyonce sing the national anthem for me when I'm fighting for a world title? You start thinking about this stuff here. Have you let your mind wander? And who helps keep your head, not too big-headed so that you start making, dumb mistakes?
Right. I'm just disciplined. I don't really go out there and tell people I'm going to be next world champion. I'm just here to make it happen. Once it happens, then I can go around saying I am world champion. I remain very respectful and disciplined. So when it is my time, then I could, brag and boast about it, but not be too cocky about it,
No, I get that. So what do you do then to release everything? Because this is a tough sport. You're going in there and you're training and you're fighting and you're cutting weight. At age 20, you're acting like a true professional. So, what is that one thing you do that you can still feel like a kid? You can do it, and it's just unwinding. It's sort of your mental zen place. What do you do in between camps or during camp to sort of just unwind and have fun?
I play a lot of video games right now. I'm actually playing video games. And,
all right. So I gotta ask. So you're playing one of those new Assassin's Creed games, I take it.
I'm actually playing 2K basketball game.
Has that ever happened where you're playing 2K, either somebody recognizes you, or even bigger, you recognize somebody else you're playing against? All of a sudden you're, wait a minute here, this guy, Jay Harden. Holy shit! I'm playing with James Harden on the other line. Has that happened yet?
No, not yet. One of my friends, it actually happened to him. He ran into a famous musician.
Really?
Yeah, he ran into, what's his name again? I think it was Kid Cudi or something like that.
Okay, and you guys, so what happens when somebody all of a sudden realizes they're playing you, or you're playing against somebody like, wait a minute, who is this Hammer Lubin? Holy crap, it's Erickson Lubin! I mean, do they start talking more trash, or are you sitting there all of a sudden there's that awkward silence, like, oh crap.
Right. They'll probably try to rage at me. Writing threat messages or something. If people on online gaming are crazy.
I've heard some of these people when they play games online, you're beating them and they start dropping F-bombs and start threatening people.
Right.
Does that bother you, or do you ever look at these guys and just start laughing like, really? Yes, here's my address, come on down, and just pray like, okay, this 112-pound weaklings that come over there and threaten you and go, yeah, let's try this now.
Right. It was funny on here, man. I go through my inbox and all I see is threat messages.
Really? Who threatens you? Have you ever confronted some of these people?
Random people, man. I don't even know them.
And do you ever respond to them back going, this is just a game, get a goddamn life? You can say that now. You are a quasi sober. You can say, this is a goddamn game. Get a life. Get out of mom's bed, basement.
I just entertain them sometimes. I'll be write stupid stuff. It makes them more mad.
I do want to warn you. They might get violent. They might do something very serious. They might send you a virus. I'm not talking about the STT guy. I'm talking about those computer viruses. They fight dirty, those gamers. I heard that. Just a little warning to you.
They're pretty good with this stuff. I just play the games.
Last question before I let you go once again. As you mentioned before, Alexis Camacho, it's going to be NBC, a PBC on NBC, The Bomb Factory, Dallas, Texas. I know that, we always talk about, the keys to winning and everything, but for you to go forward, for you to look impressive so that, all of a sudden they start talking about maybe, dare I say, top 25 guy, top 30 guy, what do you want to do going forward from this fight? What do you want to improve on from the Laura fight to the Camacho fight?
I want to improve on everything. I was a little bit stationary in that Laura fight. So this fight, I want to be, I just want to be everywhere. I want to, work on my angles, work on my power. I've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning. I've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning. So it's, I'm just ready to make sure, everything's been paying off. My sparring's been going well. My conditioning is great right now. I've been sparring about 10 rounds. Feeling real good in the ring. Working on things I haven't, been doing. With the Camacho fight, ready to showcase, show out. I'll be on NBC. I never fought on NBC. I'm fighting with some other great prospects, contenders, and champions. Earl Spencer's on that card. Jamal Charlo, Wilkie Camphor. He's a Florida native, and that's what I want to go doing there. Everything I've been working on.
Well, there you have it. Once again, it's going to be PBC on NBC November 28th at the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas. It's Errol Spence Jr. versus Alejandro Barrera. It's Wilkie Camphor against the IBS World Super Welterweight Champion Jamal Charlo. This man here against Alexis Camacho. I give you once again, it's Erickson, the Hammer, Lubin, and Erickson. Once again, where can the fans check you out at? Where's the Twitter page, Instagram, website? Where can the fans hit you up at?
Everyone can check me out on Twitter at Erickson Hammer L, Instagram at Erickson Hammer, Facebook Erickson Lubin. Yeah, I don't really have a website right now, but that's in the works.
Well, there you have it. Once again, I give you the pride and joy of the PBC. I give you it's Erickson, the Hammer, Lubin, and Erickson, always on a pleasure. I have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure all ours. When we come back, we got a whole lot more. Once again, you're listening to, it is Erickson Lubin of the Sports Swami, only on ThaBoxingvoice.com.